Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Dammie. I'm a Nigerian corporate mom of two living in Brisbane, Australia. If you're new here, welcome to my space. Alright, in today's video, I'm going to be telling you how much we spent as a household of 4 living in Brisbane, Australia. This is a video I used to film in the past, but for some reason it fell off the track and I've not been consistent. And at the moment, I'm actually trying to rebrand my Instagram account, which I'll put up here. Please do well to follow me on there. I'm trying to rebrand my Instagram account such that I'm putting out mostly finance content. And when I mean finance, it's not just pure finance, budgeting and things like that. It's things like, oh, where can I get this cheaper? Where can I find this at a more affordable price? So I just want it to be all saving tips, saving hacks, whatever you call it, investments, your finance options, like what do I do? Do I get a car lease? Do I buy a car outright? Anything money. I want to be your girl on Instagram. So I'm trying to rebrand that. And by the time you're seeing this video, I most likely have shared snips of this on Instagram where I would share how much we spent in the month of January, budget versus actual and things like that. But I'm like, it's also good to have a sit down video on YouTube where I go into more details of the actual things we got that made us spend that much, because it's very interesting that there's a lot of disparity between what we have as budgets and what our actuals eventually came to. So yes, that's what I'll be sharing in this video. So please do well to follow my Instagram account so that you can keep up with all the details, because there are some of those things I would share there that might never make it to YouTube. So yes, that's why it's important, check out my Instagram account. Anyways, let's get right into it. So I've always been one person who would track my expenses, but this particular year I've taken it a step further to have a budget. I usually have a budget, but I don't track it on the go. It's at the end of the month I'm like, oh, I budgeted this, I've overspent. So now in 2025 I've taken it a step further. I have a good nice spreadsheet which is budget above the actual. So as I key it in on a weekly basis, I see where we're at, I see how much we have to go. So before I get into the details, right, one of the content I really enjoyed watching last year has to be those people who do like income transparency and stuff like that. But I am personally not in a position to do that. One, because my family did not approve, and two, because I don't think I'm able to share my actual pay on the internet, not even to my colleagues, with based on the instructions or rules from my organization and things like that. And for the sake of my own mental health, because I don't want people having unimaginable expectations of things I cannot do for them, because they kind of know my salary and things like that. So I think making that clear is very important. The other thing, which is personal now, is my mortgage. I'm just not comfortable sharing because there's a lot of maths to that. So other than everything mortgage related and my pay, every other thing you're seeing here is 100% what I spent in the month of January. I hope that helps. So now let's get right into the details. So the first expense category I'm going to be addressing today has to be feeding. Honestly, after mortgage, the next big expense we have in this household is feeding, because we eat a lot. Maybe that's just what it is. So for feeding, we add a budget of $1,400 for a family. Remember, we're a family of 4 living in Brisbane, and we eventually spent $1,856.90. And I would say the reason for this is just because we did a lot of bulk shopping in the month of January. Just going to bring my laptop closer. So yes, I went to Costco. Costco is a once in a quarter kind of shopping, and I spent a total of $340. And also, I'm trying to look for what the big items are on this list. So outside of Costco, I went to the African store. Again, African store is a once in a quarter kind of shopping, and I spent $172 at one point. We also went to the butcher. When I go to the butcher, I try to buy again bulk purchase, once in a quarter kind of purchase. I don't see myself going to the butcher anytime soon. If at all would go, maybe it will be sometimes in April. If anything at all, this $255 spent on butcher would be spread across 3 months, which I feel is reasonable if you look at it from that angle. So those were the big purchase we did. And then I deposited for yam. So yes, if you live in Australia, you know that yam is a scarce commodity and we always want to take advantage of whenever we get it. So I deposited for yam with one of my dear friends, and I think that was $134. So that's also a one-off because we just get yam once a year, to be honest. So that was the deposit for yam. So these were like the big ticket items. And then I got chin chin because it was back to school for Firisayomi. Again, that's one-off. It's not something we spend every month and like that. So other than those things I've listed out, every other thing you see on this list are just normal. So if you take away those ones or split them across 3 months, I feel like we'll still be in a position to meet our budget. Because for instance, today is 17th of February and we are nowhere close to what we budgeted for. Our actual today, so our budget for the month of February is I think 1,500 and no 1,004 as well, but at the moment we are just at maybe $600, way below what we are meant to, and that's because we've already expensed some of these amounts previously. Another thing I'm trying to do to just manage our feeding expense is normally we don't eat out, so that has really helped us, and some months we're able to just do $1,000. Again, another thing is reducing our trips to the shops, because anytime you go into the shops, right, you're going to buy what you need, what you don't need. So reducing how many times we go in. So as much as possible, I would prefer Obi. Maybe most times we would need bread, right, every other day. So I'm just like, if Obi goes, he has so much self-control over money and is able to just get the actual thing that we need and come back. But if it's me, I do not trust myself. So yes, so that's about it. Anyway, that's feeding. And then the next budget is Dammie, which is me. I work so hard, so I deserve to enjoy my money. So my budget for the month of January was $500 and I eventually spent $502, which is not bad. The first expense is my glasses. I went into Specsavers hoping that I was going to not spend anything, but unfortunately I didn't listen to the instruction. Maybe I was rushing and I ended up paying $79. I feel so bad about this amount because I could literally have taken a cheaper glasses, but I'm like, it's what it is, whatever. So I did that with Specsavers. I would have used my money for something else, to be honest. And then I got myself, when I went to Costco, I got myself a t-shirt that was $35, which is not bad. And then I got a few things from Temu as well in January. I can't remember what this is. I think those brown shirt and stuff. Yeah, I remember. Jokes. So I got some few things from Temu as well. And then I went to Woolies. Oh, this is magnesium. So I started using magnesium glycinate in this year. And I think I really like it. Like, that's the in thing with the girlies now. Everybody's like, oh, are you taking your magnesium? So I got on the bug, like the bug caught up with me, and then I got myself one which was $23. I went to Kmart. I don't even know what this is, but you know, those Kmart trips that will just make you spend money. You go into Kmart for one thing, you're coming out with 10 things. Again, those are the type of trips I'm trying to reduce in this year. So I went into Kmart, $66. I have no memory of what the items I got were, and then I got bathroom mats. Normally in a normal world, right, this $15 bathroom mat, I should add it to the home feeding and also the expense, but whatever, it's sitting on that Dammie because it's me that nobody asked for it. I chose to buy it. That's what else I would have said. So yes, $15. And then Niger Native, so they were doing a sale. I usually buy some of my natives from Total Niger Woman on Instagram, so she was running a sale in January and I took advantage of it. I think I got about 6 or 7 natives, I'm not sure, for $120, which for me was a steal. Like, my husband was literally beside me when I was placing the order and I'm like, should I buy? I was like, why not? It's so cheap. It's just the cost of bringing it to Australia now that we're looking forward to. Hopefully that would then be in February expense or March, depending on when I choose to ship it. And then I made my hair for $100 and then cream for $10. So that's everything I spent on myself, and I don't think I did too bad at all. Like, I deserve it. So I'm one of those people who would celebrate myself because I work freaking hard. Okay, all right. So in terms of kids, so our budget for the month of January was $250, but we ended up spending $342. January was a bit on the high side just because it was school resumption and there are a lot of things we needed to get them ready for school. So the first item we have is Tofumi's phone. I needed to pay for Tofumi's monthly phone bill, which was $19. Then we went for back to school shopping. That was $68. We got them books for $93. Tofumi is in year 5, Fury is in year 3. So this year they are both writing NAPLAN. So we needed to get a lot of NAPLAN readiness book so that they can practice and get themselves ready for their exams. So if you're not in Australia, NAPLAN is like just I don't know, mid-school year kind of exam that they do. Is an external body. So I don't know what they call it in other countries. But if you are in Nigeria, it looks very familiar with what we do in GS3 before we. But they're not in secondary school. They're in primary school. I don't know what it is. It's not common entrance. But anyway, they're in primary school. Yeah. I don't know. I was going to say it looks like GCE in GS3, the exam we do before we go to SS1, and in SS3, the exam you do as WAEC and stuff. But often it's not. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, there's NAPLAN in Australia, so they're getting ready for NAPLAN. And then I got them socks as well. This back to school stuff, $31. Free rate, $21. I can't remember what this $21 is for. Tofumi's pant. Okay, I got him on this. I think I got free rate school stuff as well. And then free rate also made her hair for back to school, which was $100. So yes, that's what we spent in the month of January for kids. Also bear in mind, in the month of January we spent $534, which is not here at all, and which is like we set aside a fund that we used to take care of things like that. So their school fees for the year was $534. It's actually $260, but we then pay additional $100, I think, or maybe $120 for one person, $100 for iPad. So they get iPad from the school. A lot of parents would actually buy the kids iPad, but they have their house tab, but we just want them to not be distracted, because if their house tab they take to school, they need Apple One, they have Samsung, so that's why they cannot take their house tab. Another thing, is like we can actually buy them Apple iPad, right? But again, it doesn't want them to be distracted. It would rather have them use the school iPad. So we pay $100, I think, or $120 every year for school iPad, but that is not here. Like I said, that was taken from set aside funds. Okay, the next expense category has to be subscription. So I have my first subscription. So my budget for subscription was $500, and then I eventually paid $215. The one reason why I think this subscription is low is because our health insurance was meant to be part of this, but that invoice did not come through. I don't even know what happened, because I then tried to use my Bupa the next few weeks after, and they were like, oh, you don't have cover. Anyway, that's resolved now, so that's why that looks like that. So the first one is Telstra. I have my phone service with Telstra, and I pay $135 per month. And then I have Amazon Prime, which is $98.2, and then I paid toll. Like every other thing is toll, which is about $70, and I'm able to actually recover this toll from the office because they are all work trips. I don't go anywhere that I need to, so it's just work trips, and my office will definitely pay me back for this. The next one is gifts, which I'm not comfortable, going into details, but let's just say that I set a budget for gift, tithe, and stuff like that of $800 for that. And I eventually spent $570. Anyway, I don't want to get into that details because it's what it is. And then finally, I have and the other expense category is content creation. For content, I'm at the phase of content creation where I'm actually investing in myself, and hopefully everybody is seeing the results. But yeah, I'm currently investing in myself because I want to earn more from this, and I'm trying to take this to the next level. So in the month of January, I budgeted $200 and ended up spending $369. And that's just because I'm currently in an accountability group, which I did not plan for at the beginning of the year, but I have no regrets spending that money. If anything at all, I'm grateful I did. So I did a class with CCME for YouTube, which was very random, for $58.60. And then what's this? I got a plate because I wanted to start doing, recipe and stuff, which I don't even think I want to do again. But I got that for $7. And then the Folashade Daini accountability group, which I joined for the year. So there's a subscription of $269. I don't regret paying that money. I've gotten so much value from that program in just few more weeks I've been with them. And then because I did the class with CCME, she was not like, if you're using anything, don't try to use the free version. And because of that, I had to pay for ChatGPT's premium version. I don't know if I've seen the value, but I'm definitely canceling that. So I spent $33.99 on that one. Okay. And then finally is others, things I did not budget for that eventually came to fruition. And in this month, we're talking about family vacation. So we're planning family vacation for the end of the year. So we've just set aside some funds to be going to the sinking fund. And this, I think in January, we just deposited $400 and 36 cents to that account to just get things rolling. So that's basically what we spent. So it's just easier to, put that fund aside so that when it's time, it's not overwhelming or you don't even cancel by the time you see the bill. So that's everything we spent in the month of January as a household of 4 living in Brisbane, Australia. If you like content like this, make sure you subscribe, or if there's any category you feel like the expense looks rather high and what we can do to cut it, if you have suggestions, of course, Dammie is always open to suggestions. But yes, I plan to film more content like this, just chilled, relaxed, sitting on the floor, going through what our reality is as a family of 4 living in Brisbane, Australia. I hope you enjoyed the video. If there's anything I didn't address in the video, would be mortgage. But let me just give you guys, since I didn't go into the details and why that mortgage would look very off, or this total expense would look off to every people, would be the fact that I didn't talk about electricity, I didn't talk about gas, car insurance and stuff. Okay, so let's start with car or transport. I currently live in Brisbane. Transport is 50 cents per day, per trip. So it's so cheap. So going to the office when I'm not driving, I pay just 50 cents. And best believe the money I loaded on my Go card for transportation, I loaded on my Go card in when? I loaded that money sometimes in maybe August or July, ahead of busy season. So that would have been July or August. I still have it. Bear in mind, I don't go to the office that much. So yes, so that's about transportation. And in terms of my car, I currently use an electric car, which I just charge at home. So I don't buy gas. So that takes care of everything expense related. The only expense related you must have seen would be toll, which I would get back from my office. So that's that. In terms of electricity, gas, just household bills, insurance, because of the way our mortgage is set up. So me and my husband, we have a particular amount we donate every month into the mortgage account that takes care of everything household related. So we're talking electricity bill, we are talking gas, we are talking, what else do we spend money on? Insurance, we're talking rates, and all of these bills again we get them per quarter. So I don't think we got any in January. Maybe in the month of February, if we're expecting electricity and gas, so I can actually put those in and let you just have an idea of how much it is. And then rates, I don't know when we're expecting rates, but our rate is about $1,000 at every point in time for a quarter. That's what we pay on rates. So that's it. And that's why you didn't hear anything about those expenses. In terms of insurance, we pay for car insurance. Again, all of this is in that fund that we just donate. So we have an account where you just like, at the end of the month, put this money here, and then we settle all household bills from that account. So yes, I feel like I've covered everything you need to know about what our expense is like. And it's just interesting how, things have just been increasing, getting expensive. Previously, I know we started our budget with feeding for $800 a month, and we're almost at a point where this is doubled up. 8 plus 8, that's 16. We are 14. I know we'll still get to 16 very soon, God helping us. And it's just funny how salary did not increase by ×2, but thank God for the grace and the provision. We're still here and we keep it going. But yeah, that's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed filming it. I actually love the fact that it's so relaxed. I'm still on the floor, I'm not watching and trying to adjust anything other than adjust this dress that has refused to sit pretty. But anyways, enough rambling from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share this with whoever you think needs it, and comment down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.